Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
all of Jamaica.
All of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked. As the situation is evolving in Flankers Providence Beach at this time, where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No, no Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in the Crown.
It is owned by England?
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
Titles and say, boy, I own this space right here. It's just the land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? Because the first I hear it.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act. That is currently still the law on the books right now, as it pertains to engaging the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah. Yes, that's rooted in the laws.
Jamaica, up for sale to the highest bidder. Government after government, the country has been sold off, piece by piece. Its most valuable assets handed over to foreign powers. The skies, the ports, the power grid, and even the land beneath the feet of Jamaican citizens. What was once Jamaican is slipping into the hands of outsiders. So the question is, what's really left for Jamaicans? Imagine for a moment what it means for a nation to be sold, not in one fell swoop, but slowly over years, in bits and pieces. In Jamaica's case, this process hasn't been some grand conspiracy, it's been a slow and steady unravelling. Each sale or lease is justified as an economic necessity, a step toward modernisation or a way to attract foreign investment. But these deals come with a price that's not just monetary, but cultural, emotional and even existential. Because when a nation starts selling off its most cherished symbols and strategic resources, what remains of its identity? Consider Air Jamaica. Once the pride of the nation, this wasn't just an airline, it was a symbol of independence and progress. Established in 1966, just a few years after Jamaica gained independence, Air Jamaica wasn't merely a company, it was a dream realized. Painted in bold colors, with a distinctive hummingbird logo.
I am an immigrant. I went to school in this country, I was raised in this country, and Americans are delusional. Not just as it relates to the plight of the average immigrant, but Americans are delusional as to how great their country actually is and why people sacrifice their lives to come here. It is not...
Wait, did she say she was legal or did she just say that she was an immigrant? Let me replay that because I just got to double check, right?
I am an immigrant.
So she just said that she was an immigrant. All right, so this is what we had. Because usually when people are legal, they say, I'm a legal immigrant in the United States of America. They don't necessarily just say, I'm an immigrant. So I just want to be clear. And so we got to make some assumptions based off of what's not said and what is said.
I went to school in this country, I was raised in this country, and Americans are delusional. Not just as it relates to the plight of the average immigrant, but Americans are delusional as to how great their country actually is and why people sacrifice their lives to come here. It is not, in fact, because it's the greatest country in the world. No matter how much you're indoctrinated to believe this, it's actually false. But there is no
Wait a minute. I'm so confused. She said we're delusional as to how great this country is, and then she said that it's not so great.
Americans are delusional as to how great their country actually is and why people sacrifice their lives to come here.
Okay, so she was saying it in jest. She's not necessarily saying it is great. She's saying that America is not that great, but people are sacrificing their lives to come here anyway. And I'm guessing that that's what she's going to describe.
It is not, in fact, because it's the greatest country in the world. No matter how much you're indoctrinated to believe this, it's actually false. But there is no immigrant who comes to America if they didn't have to. I know a lot of you think that we love strip malls and school shootings, but believe it or not, the citizens who come from these countries that you guys love to vacation to give up everything to come to this country. My grandma left her 6 children in Jamaica so that she can come to America for better opportunities, not just for herself, but for her entire family. And so she came to New York City to be a live-in nanny to other people's children. And throughout the 50 years that she lived in America, what she wanted the most was to eventually return to her country. And by the time she had saved up all of her money, got her pension, and built her house back in Jamaica, she was only able to enjoy a few years back in her home until she died. She literally gave up her entire life to be here for her entire family.